Hi everyone, welcome back. We are going through the Move Over Extroverts book. We're on chapter 33 today. Yes, you got it. This is the chapter on getting out of your comfort zone, but only for 10 minutes. So the premise here is if a task feels really, really uncomfortable, it's not realistic or sustainable to go all in on that and try to do it every day for hours and hours. Yes, we all have to get outside of our comfort zone at some point in order to learn a new skill or grow your business or talk to more people. That all has to happen, but it doesn't have to be the majority of the day in the discomfort. And over time, the uncomfortable things will become comfortable, but if we don't do them enough with enough frequency, that won't happen. So my suggestion to build the habit and build that frequency is to start with just 10 minutes. 10 minutes of the uncomfortable thing and then let yourself off the hook. Take a break. If you want to come back to it later that day, you can, or come back to it the next day. And over time, you'll get in the zone and you'll end up doing more than 10 minutes. But just starting with that, it's more mental than anything, like giving yourself an out. So that's the premise. So I would love to hear everyone's thoughts. And Cheryl, you just shared something really helpful, if you don't mind saying that again.
Sure. So I have been avoiding starting a YouTube channel for, well, I'm 5 years in the industry this month. I just got my anniversary card. And
Yay.
so for 5 years, I've been avoiding this because it just seems so big. And so I finally, and I do videos, I do social, I'm consistent there, but for some reason, like I said, this has just been something that has just seemed so monumental that I've been frankly just avoiding it. And so finally, I have an accountability group and we all had something that we needed to tackle. And this was mine. So I did meet with my assistant last week, who's very good at doing this. And I just tasked her saying, okay, give me a number. This is what I want you to do. I want you to set everything up and then I can start putting videos. I don't love doing videos, but I mean, I can do them. But if you can just get everything teed up for me, then I can start doing it. And so it was a load off my shoulders to just have that conversation and just do it. And it only took me 5 years to do it. So there it is.
I love it. Thank you for sharing twice. All right. Who else has thoughts on this? I know it can be a little controversial or a little weird, but has anyone done this where you go into something new or something scary and give yourself an out where you say, I'm just going to do a little bit?
I loved it that you freed us up to say 10 minutes because I think sometimes we overthink it and we think that it's going to take all of our day or all of our brain, bandwidth. And so sometimes, like I said, chunk it down into little pieces. Um, I love that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll
I was just
piggyback
thinking,
off of that. I was going to say, I was going to piggyback off of Cheryl and say, like, I feel like our profession is really about doing a lot of stuff outside of our comfort zone and growing. And I think I liked what you said about in the chapter that we were normally bombarded about. Hey, you gotta be out of your comfort zone. You got to do stuff you don't want to do, blah, blah, blah. But I like your point about like, how do you make this work for you? How do you make it manageable? How do you keep it manageable and sustainable? So I think about if you're going to go run a marathon, if you've never run before, you're probably not going to go try to tackle that right out the door, right? You're going to just start slowly building up, and like then the psychology and behavior has to change a little bit, little by slowly, and that makes it a little more manageable and sustainable. So thanks.
That's a good analogy. I don't think I could even run for 10 minutes. I could run for like 3 minutes. So I might have to chunk that down even more, but start somewhere. Susie, you had something to add?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I usually get like the impression sometimes when people are talking, like more of the impression that with the idea of like go big or go home kind of mentality. And so I like this with the freedom of just the 10 minutes. Thank you for that.
Of course. I see the value in theory in go big or go home. And that is the vibe in a lot of real estate training. So I get it. I understand it. For some people that works. For a lot of people, it leads to inaction. It leads to, well, I obviously can't run a marathon, so why even try? Why even go for a walk? So I think a little bit is better than nothing. And then that little bit will grow into more and more over time at your own pace.
I completely second that. I mean, look at me with my YouTube. It paralyzed me for 5 years until
That's
I
the
finally just said,
word.
okay, let me leverage this. I don't physically have to do it. So
Yeah,
let me leverage it and get somebody who finds joy in doing this to do it. So, yeah,
absolutely.
analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis.
Paralysis. That was the word I was looking for. Yeah. And some of it's analysis and some of it is just sheer overwhelm by the size of this task. Like how many of us back in the day created that like perfect calendar? And uh, no, there's no way, unless you are that small percentage of the population who's just so diligent and can stick to that, it's just not realistic for people. And there's a lot you can get done in 10 minutes. Obviously, you guys take that 10-minute with a grain of salt. It could be 30, it could be 5, whatever. Find a number that works for you, but you get the point. There's a lot you can do. If you have a list of 5 really hot leads and you followed up with all of them, most of them aren't going to respond to you or answer the phone. So that's going to take less than 10 minutes to follow with 5 hot leads. Anyway, that's my soapbox. Who else wants to share or ask a question? Kay, welcome to the call. Do you have anything you'd like to add? You are muted though. Mhm.
Sorry, I was late. I was on a call with someone, with a client, actually.
Nice. You are good. Do you have any thoughts on this topic or anything you'd like to share?
Well, I missed the kind of beginning of the topic, so I didn't quite get
Oh,
it.
sorry. So we're talking about, yes, it's important to get out of your comfort zone and necessary to get out of your comfort zone for certain things, but it's much more sustainable to only be there for a little bit. Only be
Ah,
there for 10 minutes, for instance, and then go
oh,
back to your comfort zone and live in the comfort zone and just pop out of it for a while, but then know that you have that safe space to come back to.
wow. I'm a big one that I need to get out of my comfort zone a little more often. I'm that analysis by paralysis, or wait, it's the other way around, isn't it? Paralysis by analysis person. I am just that very detail oriented and just don't get things done because I'm fixing to do it. I'm fixing to get something done all the time. So I need to get out of my comfort zone and do things more. Even if it's like you're saying, the 10 minutes, if I can just do it for 10 minutes and then jump back in, that's something to think about. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Would you mind sharing what one of those things is? Like, what's something that you could do for 10 minutes that would make a difference?
Network, network with someone that would be, going up to someone and initiate a conversation with someone in a group of people, like even in our Elevator Inspire group, for me to initiate a conversation with someone that I don't know personally, that I've seen in passing is one thing, but to go up and, hey, my name is Kay, how are you? How's business? I don't feel confident in doing that. I'm just not good at doing that. I don't feel, I don't know if I could do that for 10 minutes. It's just not, I'm just not comfortable.
Did you read the chapter on starting conversations?
I've read it twice. I've
Oh
read
yeah.
it all twice, and I need your book is so dog-eared so many times that I have read it and
Aw.
highlighted and underlined it. I just need to read it again and absorb it again. It's been a couple of months now that I need to do it again. I'm one of those people that has to just keep reminding myself, reminding myself, reminding myself.
Well, thank you. That means a lot that it's been helpful, but hopefully
It's
it'll help
very
like
helpful.
take some action as well. I was thinking of that chapter specifically around um, going up to somebody and starting a conversation with a compliment. That can be a more easy intro versus just, hi, my
Yes.
name is, that can feel kind of weird sometimes.
Yes, I like that very well. And I will tell you, I think I must be getting better at that because my husband has noticed in the last couple of weeks, he has said to me, honey, you don't look like an introvert anymore. You are seeming to be a little more outgoing. So for my husband to say that to me is I guess I'm moving, the line a little bit more toward being a little more outgoing. So that was nice that he noticed. And we've been together 35 years, so he noticed. He has seen me be very quiet to starting to be more outgoing and personable with folks that I don't know completely.
Yeah,
But yeah, your book has really been very helpful. I love it. I tell everybody about it.
thank you. So that sounds like a good thing, good progress. I want to give the caveat though that we don't want you to change who you are at all. So stay as quiet as you want. The only thing that is I'm saying this is a positive because in order to go find new clients, you do have to talk to people. We all do. That's just the game. So it's a good thing that you're more comfortable, getting more comfortable talking to more people. Um, and just make sure once you're really, really good at it, don't fill your calendar so full that you don't have alone time.
Thank you.
Of course. But I can't stress enough. We don't want anyone changing who they are. No. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. That was really helpful for everyone to hear. Other thoughts or questions? Yeah.
So, I've been thinking about my running analogy and everything.
Mhm.
Before I went into real estate, I I was a relatively accomplished mountain and trail runner, and I would just go out into the mountains and run for a long time. Some of it would be hiking because there's steep trails and stuff. And I kind of built myself up where I could be out there for like 3 or 4 hours, and it was just amazing and lovely, and these long races, and then I went into real estate, and so that started fading very quickly, and health challenges, etc. And so, part of me is really thrived off this identity of being like a pretty strong runner. And then, and so now I haven't run in years, but my, so I just started just like baby steps. And I found like this little tiny hill that's down, and like I started running on it like once a week, and it's just I go like a block, and I think the challenge is really about mindset, like either comparing myself to what I used to be, or how do we manage the feelings is really what it is like when we go outside of the comfort zone, right? And so for me, to combat the perfectionism, it's been about like, hey, some beats none, and like trying to give myself credit for like, hey, it was only like a block and it was downhill, but it was also at like 9,200 feet, like up in, elevation. So I'm trying to find ways to give myself a little bit of credit, instead of all the reasons where I can like be negative or discount my efforts or something like that. So that, and then I think that's helping me to be better about um, encouraging myself and like staying out of like shame, guilt, regret, etc. So there you go.
Thank you. That makes a lot of sense. What you're describing sounds a lot like, have you read the book, The Gap and the Gain?
Not yet, but I know about it. Yeah, I love it. I love the concept.
Yeah, you don't actually have to read it, but the concept is, I'm going to explain for anyone who doesn't know. The concept is there's how far you've come in life or in any specific thing, like your business or running or whatever the thing is. You're at a certain point at a moment in time, and it's up to us if we choose to look at the gap between where we are and where we would like to be, or do we look backwards at the gain between where we started and where we are now? And that can make a huge mindset difference, for just how you perceive everything. It's like the next level of the glass half full or half empty. Giving yourself credit for how far you've come versus berating yourself or feeling shame around, oh, I should be so much further. I should be this or this. And I struggle with this probably daily. So you are not alone. I think we all do. That's probably why it was such a popular book and concept. So yeah, celebrate the small wins. I will share one thing that I do that is kind of helpful. Every day at 6 p.m., my phone reminder pops up and it says, what are you proud of today? What did you do that you're proud of today? I should know the exact wording because I see it every day, but I forget. But it's just like that reminder of, okay, stop and think, what did I actually do that I'm proud of today? I like the phone reminders because I forget things, and so it pops up in my face and makes me remember. Love it. Anyone else struggle with this sometimes? Comparing yourself to where you think you should be?
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Has anyone mastered how to get around it? Me neither. I think
I think
knowing
maybe
you're
it's
not alone is helpful.
Yes.
certainly. I was going to say, it's like that bold law, like if I remember what it is, um, what you focus on expands. And
That's
so if
what
I
it is.
focus on the change stuff, like that's going to expand. But if I focus on the support stuff, that's going to expand. So
Yeah, so true. All right. Any last thoughts before we wrap things up? I think we did well today. We had a good conversation. See what we're doing next week. Relationship building. That's next week's topic. Chapter
Yeah.
34. All right, so you all have homework between now and next week. Go do something to move the business forward for 10 minutes. Deal? Looking at you, Kay. Yeah, good. All right.
Yes.
You guys are awesome. I'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.